Do you want to become super fast at F2L and cubing, hate learning algorithms, love inventing things? Then this video is for you. In this video, I will be teaching you advanced F2L, but more importantly, I will be teaching you how you should learn advanced F2L. I want to mention that this video is not for beginners, and you will need to be able to do intuitive F2L. If you are not on this level yet, don't worry, I have one of the best intuitive F2L tutorials linked in the description. Advanced F2L is solving every F2L pair rotationless or with just one rotation at the start. Remember this definition. I want to emphasize that while advanced F2L is based on algorithms, the learning process is not just memorizing algorithms. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to teach you how I would learn advanced F2L in 3 steps. Before we get started, it would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribed. If at any point you don't understand what I am saying, leave a comment and I will help you out. Let's get into it. Before we even get to the advanced stuff, I want to point out 2 habits from beginner F2L that you need to break, because they'll hold you back way more than not knowing enough algorithms will. In beginner F2L, you pair pieces up using the slot where it needs to go to. So for this pair, I would hold the cube like this, and I would hide the corner, move the edge behind, and form this pair like this. But if the slot is away from you, you will probably rotate, which is very slow obviously. With advanced F2L, you can pair pieces using any open slot. So for this pair, once again, I do not have to rotate double and use the original slot where it needs to go into as the open slot to pair it up. But instead, I can use any other open slot. For example, this is an open slot, so I can just use this open slot to pair them up like this. So it really doesn't matter which slot you use to pair up your cases, as long as it's an open slot. And this brings us to the second habit. With beginner F2L, once a pair is solved, you insert it into the front. So whenever you have this, what you would do is probably rotate twice once again to put it over here. But let me tell you something, there's nothing special about the front slot. If inserting into the back means you can skip a rotation, then you should insert it into the back. So for this case, instead of doing a double rotation and inserting it like this, what you can do is you can insert it into the back using L, U prime, L prime. Or alternatively, you can put the pair over here and insert using L, U2, L prime. For 3 movers like this one, you can just insert it like this. Or on the right side like this. So before you even get to which algorithms do I use, ask yourself 2 things. Which open slot is the easiest to pair the case up? And can I insert the pair into the back to avoid a rotation? So this case using beginner's F2L would look like this. And here's the same case again with advanced F2L. The first step to solving an F2L case rotationless is to evaluate if you need to rotate at the start. Generally, it is okay to rotate before you start solving a case. So if you do it at the start, you can solve the case without rotations after that. To do this, we'll use a concept called edge orientation, or EO. So basically, you look at the edge of the pair that you want to solve, so this piece over here if you want to solve the green and orange pair. If it is in the top layer, which it is, you will ask yourself, does the top sticker have the same or opposite color as the center facing you? So this is the center facing me, and I will be looking at the top color of the edge. The top color is orange. Orange is not the same as blue, and orange is also not the opposite color of blue, because the opposite color of blue is green. So I will know that this edge is not oriented. If the edge is in the middle layer, you will ask yourself, does the sticker facing you? So this is a sticker facing me. Does this sticker have the same or opposite color as the center facing you? So this sticker is obviously not blue, and once again it's also not green, which is opposite of blue. So this edge is also not oriented. If an edge is oriented, you can solve the F2L case rotationless. But if the edge is not oriented, you will need a rotation. If the unoriented edge is in the top layer, you can rotate first. So as I can see, orange is not the same as blue or green, because green is opposite of blue. So I know I can rotate, and now I can solve the case by pairing it up using this open slot, and then inserting it into the back. And as you can see, that was rotationless because I rotated at the beginning. So here we have the same pair. If we look at the edge, the top color is green, and green is the opposite color of blue, which is the center facing me. So I will know that this edge is oriented, which means that I can solve this case without a rotation. So here I can solve this pair by hiding the corner like this, setting up the 3 mover, and then inserting it into the back like this. And the same goes for edges in the middle layer. The only difference is, if the edge is not oriented, you will have to do the rotation in the middle of the solution. So in this case, I can pair them up like this. And now I will have to rotate, and then I can insert this into the back. Because now it has green, and green is the opposite color of blue. So from here, I can insert this rotationless. Alright, now that we actually know if a case can be solved rotationless, let's learn how you can figure out your own rotationless solutions. Figuring out how to solve a case can be difficult, especially if it's an advanced case. So here are 3 ways you can invent your own ways of solving each case. For many cases, doing a sledgehammer or a hedge slammer at a certain angle will set up the case. So just try all 8 possibilities. So here, for example, this case, we can try to do a sledgehammer with every position of the corner, and a head slammer at every position of the corner. So here we can try head slammer from this position, did not work. Let's try from this position, obviously doesn't work. Here, it did set up the case, but it's not rotationless. Let's try it over here, also didn't work. Okay, so now let's try sledgehammer from this position first. And look at that, we set up a 3 mover and it can be inserted directly into the back like this. Hey guys, editing me here. I forgot to mention in the video that if the edge is oriented, you will need to do a hedge slammer, and if the edge is not oriented, you will have to use a sledgehammer. So now you know whenever you have this case, you can just do sledgehammer plus insert. For cases where one of the 2 pieces is already inserted, try to take the inserted piece out to the top layer, and while doing this, pairing it up. So for this case, we can take out the edge 2 ways. We can take it out like this, and this does not create the pair, but we can also take it out like this. And by doing this, we create the pair. It is important to think about where you put your corner. If I were to put my corner here, for example, and take it out, I would just get a stupid connected case. Here's another example. Here we have the corner inserted, and here we have the edge. So for this case, I can put the edge over here, because if I put it here and I take out my corner, I will pair them up in the process. So whenever you have one piece already inserted, think about where to put the other piece and how you can take out the inserted piece so that you can create a pair on the way of taking it out. For cases where the pieces are connected in the top layer but are not solved, most of the time you can just insert one of the 2 pieces and you will see what to do next. So here, for example, I can just insert the corner, and then you can see that you can pair them up like this, and then you can just insert. And for this case, we can also just insert the corner first, but instead of inserting it like this, we can insert it like this. And then we can once again pair it up like this, and then insert. So try the ways of inserting the corner and also the ways of inserting the edge, and this way you can figure out many solutions on your own. And then finally, for some cases where both pieces are in the bottom layer, you just have to take them out together. And sometimes you need to do another rotation, because here we have orange facing the top, and the color facing me is green. And orange is not green, and orange is also not blue, which is the opposite color of green. So I will have to do a rotation, and then I will get this connected case. And for this case, you can try to insert the corner like this, and then pair them up like this, and finally insert. So try these 3 techniques whenever you're stuck on a case, and 4 out of 5 times one of them will click. Learning advanced F2L this way instead of just learning the algorithms is obviously harder and slower. But by doing this, you will understand the cube better, and since you are using your own solutions, you will also memorize them easier. And also you can find out what suits you the best. So to learn advanced F2L, don't do time solve, get yourself a nice hand scramble, and try different ways you can come up to solve each case. It's okay if a solution is not the fastest, but I think it is better to make mistakes and understand what you are actually doing. But if you're really stuck on a case, or if you're not happy with the solution that you came up with, you can always go onto the internet and search for algorithms. Comment down below if you want me to make a video on all of my advanced F2L algorithms. If you want to search up your own algorithms, I suggest you heading to Speedcubing, which I've linked in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends, and I'll catch you in the next one.